creating texture in acrylic paintings. Have you ever stood before a captivating painting, mesmerized by its tactile surface? Well, I believe the magic of acrylic will draw you in. Hello there, my name is Sarah and welcome to this video from Sarah's Art Gallery. Are you ready to discover the beauty and wonders that the art world has to offer? If your answer is yes, then you've come to the right place. But achieving captivating texture in acrylics can feel like a mystery. Now in this episode, we will discuss the versatile paints are a playground for textural exploration. From subtle nuances to bold, dimensional effects, acrylics offer a world of possibilities. Get ready to unlock your creativity and embark on a journey of tactile exploration. This is your guide to mastering acrylic textures, from basic to advanced techniques. So grab your paints, brushes, and a spirit of adventure, and let's dive into the captivating world of acrylic textures. Texture in art is more than just a visual treat. It's an invitation to connect, to feel, to experience the artwork on a deeper level. In acrylic painting, achieving captivating texture is about understanding the paint's properties and harnessing its versatility. Unlike oils, acrylics dry quickly, allowing for layered textures and exciting effects. Think of acrylics as chameleons in the art world. They can be smooth and subtle or bold and dramatic, depending on your technique. By understanding how to manipulate acrylics' drying time, viscosity, and layering capabilities, you unlock a world of textural possibilities. The key is to experiment. Don't be afraid to play with different tools, mediums, and techniques. Mix acrylics with sand, gels, or pastes to create unique textures. Each tool and technique will yield a different result, adding to the richness and depth of your artwork. So embrace the versatility of acrylics, unleash your creativity, and let your imagination guide your exploration of texture. While brushes are the workhorses of the painting world, achieving captivating textures in acrylics often requires venturing beyond the familiar. Think of your art studio as a playground, with tools of all shapes and sizes ready to unleash your creativity. From palette knives to sponges, household items to artist-grade tools, the possibilities are endless. Even crumpled paper, bubble wrap, or textured fabrics can be dipped in paint and pressed onto the canvas to create unique patterns and textures. Don't underestimate the power of everyday objects. A toothbrush can create a fine spray of paint for a misty effect, while a fork can be used to scratch lines and patterns into wet paint. The key is to be playful and open to experimentation. The beauty of texture lies in its ability to surprise and delight, so embrace the unexpected and let your tools guide you on a journey of tactile exploration. With your tools at the ready, it's time to dive into the exciting world of acrylic texture techniques. From subtle to dramatic, there's a technique for every artistic vision. First, we'll uncover the secrets of sgraffito, a technique that involves scratching through layers of wet paint to reveal the colors beneath. This technique is perfect for creating lines, patterns, and textures that mimic wood grain, weathered surfaces, or even animal fur. Next, we'll explore impasto, a bold technique that involves applying thick layers of paint to create dimensional effects. Then we'll delve into the world of washes, a technique that uses thinned acrylic paint to create transparent layers of color. We'll also explore dry brushing, a technique that uses a dry brush loaded with a small amount of paint to create broken, textured effects. These are just a few examples of the many texture techniques you can explore with acrylics. Remember, the key is to experiment, have fun, and find what works best for your artistic vision. Sgraffito, an Italian word meaning to scratch, is a technique that involves scratching through a layer of wet paint to reveal the color beneath. This technique translates beautifully to acrylics, offering endless possibilities for creating intricate patterns, textures, and depth. Imagine layering contrasting colors of acrylic paint on your canvas, then using a sharp tool like a palette knife, the end of a paintbrush, or even a toothpick to scratch through the top layer. As you scratch, the underlying color peeks through, creating lines, patterns, or textures that add a unique dimension to your work. To master sgraffito, experiment with different tools and the pressure you apply. A light touch will create fine lines, while a heavier hand will reveal more of the underlying color. So grab your tools, layer on some paint, and start scratching. You might be surprised at the intricate textures and captivating effects you can achieve with this simple yet versatile technique. Impasto, derived from the Italian word for dough or paste, is a painting technique that involves applying thick layers of paint to create a textured surface. Unlike smooth, blended brushstrokes, impasto celebrates the texture and body of the paint, adding a tactile dimension that draws the viewer in. Imagine scooping up a generous amount of acrylic paint with your palette knife and applying it to your canvas in bold, textured strokes. The paint sits proud of the surface, creating peaks, ridges, and valleys that catch the light and cast shadows, adding depth and visual interest to your work. To achieve successful impasto effects, consider using heavy body acrylics or adding texture mediums like modeling paste or gesso to your paint. Experiment with different tools, such as palette knives, brushes, or even your fingers, to create a variety of impasto effects. The result will be a dynamic and captivating surface that invites touch and exploration. Washes, a technique that involves thinning acrylic paint with water or a glazing medium, offer a completely different approach to texture. While impasto adds dimension, washes create depth, transparency, and subtle textures that mimic the ethereal qualities of water, skies, or distant landscapes. Imagine dipping your brush into water, then loading it with a small amount of acrylic paint. As you apply the thinned paint to your canvas, it glides effortlessly, creating smooth, translucent layers of color. Overlapping washes of different hues create depth, luminosity, and subtle variations in tone, mimicking the way light filters through atmosphere or water. To master the art of washes, experiment with different ratios of paint to water or glazing medium. Apply washes with a soft brush, using light, even strokes to avoid disturbing the layers beneath. Washes are a versatile technique that can be used to create a wide range of effects, from subtle gradients to dramatic washes of color. Dry brushing, a technique that involves using a dry brush loaded with a small amount of paint, offers a unique approach to creating texture in acrylic paintings. Unlike traditional brushwork, which aims for smooth, blended strokes, dry brushing celebrates the texture of the brush and the canvas, creating broken, textured effects that add a touch of whimsy and movement to your work. Imagine loading a stiff, bristled brush with a small amount of acrylic paint, then gently dragging it across your canvas. The paint catches on the raised areas of the canvas, creating broken lines, subtle textures, and a sense of depth. To achieve successful dry brushing effects, start with a dry brush and a small amount of paint. Use light, even strokes, and experiment with different brush sizes and bristle types to create a variety of textures. It's a great way to add a touch of whimsy, movement, and visual interest to your acrylic paintings. The humble palette knife, often relegated to mixing colors, takes center stage as a texture tool in acrylic painting. Its smooth, flat surface, devoid of the absorbent qualities of brushes, allows for unique applications of paint, creating textures that range from smooth and blended to thick and impasto. Imagine scooping up a generous amount of acrylic paint with your palette knife and spreading it across your canvas in smooth, sweeping motions. The paint glides effortlessly, creating a smooth, blended surface that's perfect for depicting skies, water, or smooth objects. Alternatively, you can use the edge of the palette knife to apply paint in thin, textured lines, creating the illusion of wood grain, fabric folds, or architectural details. To explore the textural possibilities of the palette knife, experiment with different angles, pressure, and strokes. The palette knife is a versatile tool that can be used to create a wide range of textures in acrylic painting. Sponging, a technique that involves using a sponge to apply paint to your canvas, offers a playful and versatile approach to creating texture in acrylic painting. Unlike brushes, which can leave distinct brushstrokes, sponges create a more random, organic texture that's perfect for depicting natural elements like clouds, foliage, or textured backgrounds. Imagine dipping a natural sea sponge or a synthetic sponge brush into your acrylic paint and dabbing it onto your canvas. The sponge creates a mottled, uneven texture that's full of character. You can use different pressures and dabbing motions to create a variety of effects, from subtle stippling to bold, textured patterns. Experiment with different types of sponges, from fine-pored makeup sponges to coarse sea sponges, to create a range of textures. Sponging is a fun and forgiving technique that's perfect for beginners and experienced artists alike. Texture in art is more than just a visual treat. It's a powerful storytelling tool. It can evoke emotions, convey meaning, and draw the viewer deeper into the narrative of your artwork. By understanding how to use texture effectively, you can enhance the visual impact of your paintings and create a more immersive and engaging experience for the viewer. Think about the textures you encounter in everyday life. The rough bark of a tree, the smooth surface of a polished stone, the delicate petals of a flower. Each texture evokes different emotions and associations. In your paintings, you can use texture to reinforce the emotions and ideas you want to convey. By using texture thoughtfully and purposefully, you can tell more compelling stories and create paintings that truly connect with your viewers. As you embark on your exploration of acrylic texture techniques, remember that the most important tool you have is your own creativity. There are no right or wrong ways to create texture, so embrace experimentation and don't be afraid to break the rules. Try combining different techniques such as layering washes over impasto or using a palette knife to scrape back layers of dry brushed paint. Experiment with unconventional tools such as bubble wrap, fabrics, or even your fingers to see what unique textures you can create. The more you experiment, the more you'll discover about your own artistic style and the endless possibilities of acrylic painting. Don't be discouraged if your first attempts don't turn out exactly as you envisioned. So relax, have fun, and enjoy the process of exploring texture in your acrylic paintings. Texture, that magical element that transforms flat surfaces into tactile experiences, is an invitation to connect, to feel, to explore. In the world of acrylic painting, texture is your ally, a powerful tool that can elevate your artwork from ordinary to extraordinary. As you've discovered, acrylics, with their versatility and quick-drying nature, offer a playground for textural exploration. From subtle nuances to bold dimensional effects, the techniques we've explored, sgraffito, impasto, washes, dry brushing, palette knife applications, and sponging, are just the tip of the iceberg. Now it's your turn to take the reins. Experiment with these techniques, combine them, push their boundaries, and uncover your own unique approach to texture. So embrace the texture, unleash your creativity, and watch as your acrylic paintings come to life with depth, intrigue, and a touch of magic. If you are new here, you liked the video and I've given you some value, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for my newest videos. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this is Sarah from Sarah's Art Gallery saying, to create your masterpiece, you must start with one stroke at a time.